Hi, welcome back to ClearPass video series. So we came a long journey. So in the previous video we discussed about what is role mapping, what is enforcement profile, what is enforcement policy. So as we discussed in the previous video, in this video we are going to discuss and also to demonstrate how we can authenticate a wireless user by using the .1x authentication method. So let's start the video. My name is Tarindu and I'm working as a network consultant for years now. So let's jump into the video. First we need to create the roles. You can come to the identity and roles, you can create the roles. I will show you in my AD what are the roles we are going to plan to create. Based on your AD hierarchy you can plan which roles you are going to create in your ClearPass. So this is my AD. I will go to the users and computers. So in here I am going to use, I will going to create IT role, I am going to create HR role, and I am going to create the finance role. So I will show you how I am going to do this one now. So you will come to ClearPass, you will start creating the roles. Finance, give a good description, it will be easier for you to understand when you are reviewing the roles. It is easier to understand, so always try to give some a good description for each and every role. So finance role is done. HR role is done, and the last one is IT. Okay, role is done. Now as per the plan we will going to configure the role mapping policy. Default role I will select as other. Default role means if anything is not mapping the conditions which we are providing in here, if it not matching any conditions, it will hit on the default role. So we will select that one, and also keep in mind that roles are tags like what we discussed. So a single person can have a multiple roles. So in this case we will use select all match, because roles are just a tag. We can map, we can put as much as tag into a user. It will easier for us when we are going to do the authentication. So I will select any from here, and our AD, we use the organization, sorry, department. So we are using the department equals finance, it will be finance role. We can copy this one, edit it, department equal HR, it will be an HR user, IT, it will be IT. So our role mapping policy also done. It's very simple. Yes, role mapping policy also done. Now let's jump into the enforcement profiles. So in the same section, configuration, enforcement, you can select enforcement profile. In this video I will not show the dynamic VLAN dynamic role allocation, so it will be in the next video. So in this video it will be simple allow access for each and every role which we created, so we will not touch anything in here right now. Yes, I know, we will do that one in the next video. So to make things easy and the video to short, so I will use like that way. So I will create a new policy now. So this one will be default profile. I will select deny access. This is also same like the role mapping policy. If anything is not matching with these rules, it will hit on the default one. But in here rule evaluation algorithm, I will select the first match because I don't need to validate all, because it will be single enforcement profile for the users. So I will select add rule and tips role equals. Now we will match the roles which we created. Finance, if it is a finance user, allow the access, save it. And if it is the HR user, allow the access. Also if it is the IT user, profile is allow access. So see, it's very simple. So enforcement, now we created role mapping and the enforcement policy. We didn't touch the enforcement profile, so that one we will be touching the next video. So let's start the service configuration now. We will create a new service and the type will be .1x wireless authentication. You can give any name. I will use like this. Okay, I will enable authorization and profile endpoints. In here, this is the service. So service is kind of a policy in the firewall. So we need to define what kind of traffic will be, what kind of authentication will be hit on this service. To make that one to easier for the categorization, so easier to identify when it is doing the authentication, we try to map as much as detail we want to put it into this service. So I will use radius Aruba, SSID name equals staff. This is the SSID name. So if any traffic is coming from staff SSID, if any authentication request is coming from staff SSID, it will be hit on this service. So then we will select the authentication. We don't need these things now. Sorry. We'll use PEAP for now. PEAP is the username and password based authentication. If TLS is the certificate based authentication. So in the later videos, yes, we will discuss about the certificate based authentication also. So right now we will use only username and password based authentication, and I am using our authentication source as the Active Directory. That is done. We'll come to the authorization. I will add endpoint repository. Okay, now we can select the role mapping policy which we created. You can see authorization, department equal IT finance, and the enforcement profile enforcement policy which we created. This is to categorize the classification of the devices. So if you don't know the category of the devices, you can use this method. I will use Aruba OS WLC. Sorry, minute session. Okay, keep it in mind because this is one of the most section which everyone is doing a mistake. The condition, if you can see, authorization equal AD and the department. In here, if we miss to add the AD as an authorization source, or if we didn't enable this authorization tick in this service, this authentication will not work, because in here in the role mapping we are mapping with the authorization source, not with the authentication source. So keep that one in mind. If you forget to add, if you forget to tick this one, your authentication will not be success, and after the role mapping it will be the enforcement policy and our service is done. I will reorder this one. I save it. Now let's go into the controller to check the SSID configuration. So if you're new to this video series, we have done a bunch of videos related to how to add the authentication source, how to add the AD, what is the roles, what is the enforcement policy. I will link in here for the entire video series. You can go into that one and check the videos which you miss any of these previous videos. So we will log into our controller. So if you see, I already configured the SSID, but the name which I used in here, it is wrong. In the service I use the staff all capital, but in here I use the only S is capital. So I will change that one. You can come to ClearPass again, because this is case sensitive, it should be map. Otherwise you can select, like from here you can select ignore the case, contain or something like that, but try to make it map. It will be good because it will be easier for you to categorize the services. So the configuration is done. I already add the ClearPass as an authentication source. I'm using WPA3 as the authentication source, and my configuration is done in the controller end. So let's connect one of our client and let's see the authentication. First of all, I need to reset the password of the user because I forgot the password. Okay, we'll test the authentication. We can see Andy is authenticated, and if we come into the access tracker, we can see it's authenticated, and PEAP, it's a finance, and things are fine. So let's come into the monitoring now. You can see we got some request. The control IP, it's coming in the access tracker, and the authentication method PEAP, AD, our authentication source, authorization source also our AD and the endpoint repository, and the user role, it is applied finance, and it's the enforcement profile which we assign it also you can see, and the input section you can see the same things, and you can see the AP related details, AP group, SSID name, and control IP address, username. In the authorization attributes you can see the department, email address, what are the member of the groups which she part of, this account is part of, and the details, the bunch of details are coming. So the authentication is success now. So if you come to the controller also, you can see it is authenticated and the details. Let me connect the other user also. So the user also, now I connected the device. Let's see in the controller. We'll do a refresh. Yes, now it is Alex. And we'll come to the ClearPass. You can see Alex. It's an IT user and it allow the access. Other details also are same. So this is our second user. We will test our third user also now. This is our third user. It's also authenticated. If you come into the ClearPass, we can see Alice also authenticated and the role is changed as the HR. So that is the basic authentication of the ClearPass with the WLC. Yeah. Thanks for watching this video for this much long, and in the next video I'm going to discuss about the dynamic role assignment. And if any user is authenticated, now we check HR users, IT users, finance users, all are getting the same allow access profile. Instead of that one, we will define a different roles in the controller, and how we will going to enforce that one, we will check in our next video. Maybe you like the other video series also which I did in this video series, so you can hear. So check out those videos. And so thanks for watching.